Maxwell Anderson, who killed and dismembered 19-year-old Sade Robinson, is sentenced to life in prison without the eligibility of extended supervision.
I knew something wasn't right. Somebody had hurt my baby.
It's your video, Sade.
On April 2nd, 2024, a young man walking along a beach in Milwaukee made a horrifying discovery: a severed human leg. Police had no identity, no suspect, no idea that within hours, this case would expose one of the most disturbing murders Milwaukee had seen in years. And at the center of it all was 19-year-old college student Sade Robinson. Sade Robinson was bright, ambitious, and deeply loved by everyone around her. She was studying criminal justice in college and had dreams of joining the Air Force after graduation. Friends described her as energetic, bubbly, and full of life. Her mother said Sade could light up an entire room just by walking into it. On April 1st, 2024, Sade seemed happier than usual. She was FaceTiming her mother before work, smiling and joking around. Nothing felt wrong. Nothing seemed unusual. That night, she headed to her shift at Pizza Shuttle, but after work, she had plans. Just 3 days earlier, Sade had met a 33-year-old bartender named Maxwell Anderson. The man she had recently started dating had a troubling criminal record. He reportedly had a history of violence against his own family, and in 2019, he was also accused of attacking complete strangers. The two had been talking online, and now they were finally going on their first official date. At first, it looked normal. Security cameras captured them, arriving at a bar called The Twisted Fisherman. But investigators later noticed something unsettling in the footage. Maxwell barely interacted with Sade. Instead, he spent more time talking to the bartender.
Talking to the bartender, usual for a date. There's not a lot of interaction.
Later that evening, they went to another bar called Dukes on Water. This time, things appeared more relaxed. They played beer pong, laughed, and from the outside, they looked like a normal couple having fun. At around 9 p.m., the two left together. That would be the last confirmed sighting of Sade Robinson alive. But investigators would soon discover something terrifying. Sade used the app Life 360.
And I pulled up the location. I saw that her phone had died at 4:35 a.m. at Warnemont Park. It was a very unusual place for her to be.
Then came the discovery at the beach, a severed human leg found lying near the shoreline at Warnemont Park. Police had no idea yet that the missing college student and the body part were connected. But within hours, the clues would begin pointing toward one man. And what investigators discovered next would make this case even more horrifying. Police went to her apartment for a welfare check.
Miss Robinson! Milwaukee police, please answer the door. We're gonna come in otherwise.
But she never came home after the date. Then investigators made another disturbing discovery. Sade's car was found behind an abandoned building in Milwaukee, completely burned. Even inside the destroyed car, detectives found chilling clues. Sade's purse was still hidden under the driver's seat, ruling out robbery. Then they opened the trunk. Inside were clothes believed to belong to Sade, turned completely inside out. And one small detail changed the investigation. The driver's seat had been pushed far back, much farther than Sade would normally sit. Detectives estimated the person driving the vehicle was over 6 feet tall. Maxwell Anderson was 6 feet 1 inch. At that point, police focused heavily on him. But the biggest breakthrough came from Sade's Life 360 app. Investigators tracked her phone movements throughout the night after she arrived at Anderson's house. For hours, the phone moved around Milwaukee in strange patterns during the middle of the night. Then, at exactly 2:53 a.m., the location stopped at Warnemont Park, the exact same place where the severed leg had been discovered. That was the moment investigators realized this wasn't just a missing person case anymore. It was murder. Then surveillance footage near the beach captured something terrifying. A tall figure was seen dragging something toward the shoreline in the middle of the night, before later returning with a large backpack. Police believed the figure matched Maxwell Anderson's height and build, and as detectives dug deeper, they uncovered even more disturbing evidence connected to him. Near the location where Sade's car had been burned, cameras captured a man boarding a city bus shortly after the fire. The footage was incredibly clear. Now detectives believe the same person connected both crime scenes. Soon after, police searched Anderson's home. Inside the kitchen, investigators found 51 knives.
51 found in the kitchen wallet.
Anything that could have been used to dismember a body?
I suppose none of those knives were used.
Although the house didn't appear to be a bloody crime scene, detectives believed evidence may have been cleaned or removed. But the biggest discovery came from a neighbor's trash can. Investigators recovered a gray jacket believed to belong to Anderson. Forensic testing later found Sade Robinson's DNA inside the hood of the jacket. That evidence directly connected Sade to Anderson after the date. Then the investigation took an even darker turn. Anderson's ex-girlfriend, Chloe Wright, came forward with disturbing information. She told detectives Anderson had an obsession with a hidden area near the water that he called his secret beach.
Me to know the name in case we broke up. He didn't want me bringing other people to his secret spot.
And when investigators asked her to show them the location, she led them directly to Warnemont Park, the exact same place identified through Sade's Life 360 data.
That he knew about it and was familiar with it to a level that he referred to it as his secret beach. That was pretty big.
As police searched the park, more human remains connected to Sade were discovered nearby. The case horrified Milwaukee. Investigators believed Sade had likely been killed inside Anderson's home before he spent hours trying to cover up the crime, transporting remains and eventually burning her car to destroy evidence. But detectives still hadn't uncovered the most disturbing evidence yet, because hidden inside Anderson's phone were deleted images prosecutors later described as horrifying. May 2025, Maxwell Anderson finally stood trial for the murder of 19-year-old Sade Robinson. Throughout the trial, prosecutors walked jurors through the entire timeline, step by step. The bars, the Life 360 data, the burned car, the surveillance footage, and the DNA evidence found on Anderson's jacket. But then came the most disturbing evidence in the entire case. Deleted photos recovered from Anderson's phone. According to prosecutors, the images showed Sade inside Anderson's home after the date, lying face down and completely unresponsive.
Sade was wearing light-colored pants along with a light-color underwear that was recovered.
And in some of the photos, Anderson's own hand could reportedly be seen in the frame. The courtroom fell silent as the images were shown.
I don't know if she's alive or dead or sleeping. I can't tell from this photo.
Jurors appeared visibly disturbed. Some people reportedly looked away. Prosecutors argued the deleted photos completely destroyed Anderson's defense that Sade had left his house alive. After hearing weeks of testimony, the jury reached a verdict incredibly fast. In less than an hour, Maxwell Anderson was found guilty of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and arson-related charges. For his family, the verdict brought justice, but not closure. Not all of Sade's remains had ever been recovered. At sentencing, Sade's mother, Sheena, wore pink, Sade's favorite color. Then she faced Anderson directly.
Disrespectfully spread my daughter across Milwaukee like a piece of trash. How dare you? I'm going to respectfully request that you confess where my daughter's crown is. You've already done the worst. You can at least give us that much.
Mr. Anderson, what would you like to say?
I would like to start by saying that from the bottom of my heart, my deepest and most sincere condolences go out to Sade's family, as well as everyone else affected by this tragedy. That being said, Your Honor, I did not commit these crimes.
Meanwhile, Anderson remained defiant, claiming he had been set up. But the judge rejected those claims completely, calling the crime horrifying and calculated.
As to count one, the verdict reads, we, the jury, find the defendant, Maxwell Anderson, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide. You shall be sentenced to imprisonment for life. I am ordering that you will not be eligible for extended supervision.
Hey guys.
She was loved in the community by almost everyone that touched her.
You're watching Echoes of Crime, where we uncover the darkest true crime stories and the chilling details behind them. If cases like this fascinate you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us your thoughts in the comments.